Hey lovers, how you doing? Good day wherever you are in the world, be morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to another exciting episode of Connecting the Mind and Soul. And I'm your host, Jumoke Ogunsuada. And today we're going to be talking about something we ought to be talking about on a regular basis. And that is do not compare. Don't compare. Now I've seen a lot of marriages, relationships that has been destroyed because of comparison. I see a lot of people comparing their partners to the parents, the siblings, the colleagues at work, their friends, even with their friends' spouses or partners. And the only thing that can actually birth is what? Destruction. It will completely ruin that marriage, ruin that relationship, and even ruin your partner in the process. It can ruin their self esteem in the process. And I think is the fact that we're forgetting that everyone has a different background. Everyone comes from different place, and both of you coming together, there definitely going to be some loopholes. They're definitely going to be, where they're lacking, and where their strengths are. But I think most times we focus on where the weaknesses are and not where the strength lies. And I've seen a whole lot of, you know, people when they're arguing, they're like, oh, my mom does this better. My dad does this. And I'm like, oh, you go and marry your mom, go and marry your sister, go and marry your brother, and things like that. And it will come to that because the moment you start to bring comparison into your relationship, into your marriage, the only thing that will come out of it is argument upon argument, disagreements, anger, unresolved conflicts, resentment, and all the bitter things that you can think of because nobody wants to be pulled down. Nobody wants to be compared with another person. You get everybody is unique in their own way. So that is why when you are in the process of courting, you must know what you can actually cope with. Know each other's weaknesses, know each other's strengths. Can I cope with this person's weakness? This is something I did not grow up with. Ask questions, know each other better before you dive. And, even when you dive, because you can't know it all, even, in the process of, courtship. I mean, into getting into courtship. But then in the process of courtship, you must be certain that you ask the important questions, that you see the important flaws in your partner. And you must know if you can stand it or if you cannot stand it. If you're used to a certain thing, a certain lifestyle, a certain habit, or you're used to seeing something in your mom, in your dad, in your siblings, or people you're close to, and it's not in your partner, or you hardly see it in your partner, and it's something you cannot stand, then you should know you're not supposed to go ahead with that relationship. You shouldn't go into, shouldn't further into months upon months to years or to engagement or whatever, down to marriage. So please let us be careful because what you can take in courtship, it will never sit down with you in marriage. That is one thing we must understand. And sometimes we marry with the notion that, oh, she will change, he will change, or I will change her, or I will change him. Nobody can change anyone until they are ready to change. And if it's a pattern that they're used to, a pattern that they don't see a need for them to change about, it will be hard for them to change in the courtship, not to talk of in the marriage. So please do not compare. If you know you cannot stand anything in your partner at the moment, or you feel, oh, this and this and this, I feel you should be doing that you're not doing, or you're not doing it right, or you're not doing the way you ought to do it. If you say it to them and you see they're struggling to change, please be patient. But comparing them or using the measure stick of another person with them is a no-no, because that other person you're measuring with them will definitely have something they have that the other person does not have. So we need to understand that everyone is different. You are different, your partner is different, your family are different, your friends or whoever you're trying to like pinpoint your habit or familiarity or whatever from are also different from your partner. So then let us do well and, put ourselves in our partner's shoes in most cases. So I'm going to leave you on that today. And please do well. Let me share your opinion, your experience, if you've ever, gone through, a situation where you have to compare your partner, or where your partner had to compare you with someone. You can share it in the comments section. I will show, rub minds together, and, for others to learn as well. And please do not forget to follow me on all of my social media platform. It is CMS underscore with Jumoke on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. But it is CMS with Jumoke on Facebook. And I want to say a very big thank you to V Radio for always, always, always partnering with me on this. Do well to follow them as well. On Facebook, it is V Radio Media. But on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, it is at View Radio. Stay blessed, stay shining until I see you next. Bye.